Did you know most dating and day game coaches are secretly using testimonial stuffing to fake their students' success without getting them laid for day game? This sneaky tactic deceives you into believing that they've helped countless students while they get rich and leave you without real results or a single lay for day game. That's right. So, what if I told you that spotting this deception can help you finally focus on programs that actually work and leads you to real results? Because other popular dating coaches and their day game coaches too, their results for their students are falsified because they're platformed scammers. I know it sounds crazy because we're used to hearing that, oh, it's all about their testimonial page. This has this many pieces of testimonial in it. So therefore, you must think they must be good. While that is important, I'm going to share with you 3 exposed industry secrets with you today that's going to revolutionize the way you think about results testimonials. That's right, results testimonials or laid testimonials for day game. Since Tinder isn't a lay count, but a body count, I am John Elite. I am the world's best day game coach by far. I already have 56 laid and pulled testimonials this year alone in 2024. You're like, well, what the fuck? You have that many? Yeah, I have 56. And most of them cannot even get more than one. Most of them have zero, and they're posting stuff from 2019 or 2021, old smelly garbage. So, as I'm saying, I have 656 laid and pulled testimonials. That's quite a lot, isn't it? And for them, while they're just like most of the other coaches, the only thing you can see from them is just standing next to other women. And they have 0 or 1 this year, no proof of other students late. Just posting old stuff by stuffing their testimonial page. Well, I have 656 late and pull testimonials, like I said, and 56 this year alone for Daygame. While other Daygame coaches are posting old shit from 2019. And before the pandemic and after it. But I'm posting it stuff from the 2023, 2024 inflation, but mostly 2024 this year, as people are ignoring it because they voted over here that they don't have a lot of money. That's understandable. I'm going to explain to you why I'm going to focus on level 2 students. But before we get to that, let me just get through this topic because I want to get this out there. Okay? I want to get this out there. So, what is the most important thing you should look for in a dating coach or in their testimonial page? It's only students getting laid for day game. That's the only thing that really matters. Some coaches would take some students, you know, would take on student laid. Okay, they'll take one student laid testimonial, right? So let's just say, for example, one student got laid in that boot camp. So in that video clip, they're going to chop it into 10 different pieces. And then they're going to make a documentary series. Now you look at all 10 of them inside the playlist and you think to yourself, oh, they must be a great coach because they have this many testimonials. But when I post it, I don't make a single student laid and turn that into 10 different ones. Does that make sense? When they get laid, it's just one of them, one testimonial. But why are they posting 10 for one? So if you divide it by 10, then you get the real testimonial count. Okay. So nobody's here yet. Where the fuck are you guys? I'm on YouTube Live. Do you want more or less? All right. If you're here, say something because I only see 0 people here. I see 1 like. If people don't want to watch this video, I'm just going to get off of it and then just. That's right. So that's one way of testimonial stuffing. Night game is a second, and it does count. Night game is still pickup. Is what other Asian dating coaches have. Mostly Tinder now, but night game still counts because They don't have Daygame lay testimonials because Tinder doesn't count because that's not a lay count, but a body count. Then there are reviews, right? That they'll post. Reviews. You like, what do you mean by reviews? They'll have a page where they give the review of their boot camp. But what does that matter if the student does not get laid? It's like ABCs of low self-esteem company, the worst testimonial stuffers of all time. They're guilty of stuffing their testimonial page a lot. They'll say, look at all our student reviews. But if you ask them, how many of them actually got laid? And you realize only a fraction of them, a small fraction of them got laid. And you're like, what the fuck? If only a small fraction got laid, then the reviews don't actually matter. That's testimonial stuffing. I'm just seeing over here if, okay, I can't see the analytics to see how many views I'm getting. Oh, good. Finally, one person's here. So, as I was saying, I'm a little bit distracted today. I just woke up, so I need a nap. So, for ABCs of low self esteem, they're the worst testimonial stuffer and tall self proclaimed high lay count coaches. These two are the worst testimonial stuffers in the world. They'll show a student making a testimonial after a boot camp, and maybe a few gets laid on Tinder or night game, or nothing for day game. But ABCs has one for day game, or no results at all for a lot of coaches. But they stuff their testimonial page with videos reviewing, like, for example, a lot of coaches that uses London Daygame, right? For those coaches, they don't actually have many students late. But you look at their testimonial page and it looks huge. But then you play the videos, it's a long interview. The long interview, it sounds like something may have happened. So they try to trick you because they know you're too ADHD. This is just London Daygame. There's many coaches that have exactly the same issue. But you'll start to think, well, they must have a lot of student testimonials because you're not going to listen to the entire thing until you can find a needle in a haystack just to find out if he got laid or not. You're not going to sit through it all day. There's only one views here. What the fuck? Maybe this topic people are not interested. I don't know. It's very disappointing because maybe you have no money, you cannot afford to train with me. But to ignore a topic like this is ridiculous. So when you look at their page, they might have maybe I don't know, 20 videos, and you're like, oh, that's 20 students late. No, there's only like 2 students late, averagely at most. And the rest of it is just giving a positive review for the boot camps. Who gives a shit? So, hey, do you want to go on the air? There's not a lot of people here today. I'm on YouTube Live. You, as a former ABCs of Attraction student, are you available to talk? I will protect you. Don't worry. If they try to go after you, they have to come through me. All right. As I was saying, most of them have the 2 Daygame lay testimonials. It gets even worse. With tall, soft, proclaimed high lay count guys, coaches, these students, whenever they get a testimonial that says, oh, the students set up a date for Daygame. Set up a date. What does that even mean, set up a date? So they did not get laid at all. Why would they want to set up a date? How is that a testimonial? And they screenshot that. Setting up a date is not a testimonial. That is deception. That is like saying, well, they got some kind of result. No, you're stuffing their testimonial page. This is why they can come up with big numbers like 1,500. And they're saying, oh, nobody compares to them, but they're stuffing their testimonial page. So therefore, how does setting up a date equal a testimonial in this planet? It does not. This is called deception. They're deceiving you. That's what they're doing. But this is the worst testimonial stuffer in the world. If they did not get laid, how is that a testimonial or a review for the fucking boot camp for ABCs of low self-esteem? Or they got over red pill or black pill. That's what they wrote in the screenshot on YouTube. They might have a comment and then it says, "Oh, I got over red pill." So they'll screenshot that and they'll post it on their testimonial page. And that's kind of stupid because, well, what the fuck does that even matter? How does that even count? Because if they got over red pill, it's like good for them. Red pill and black pill is dangerous. Absolutely. But if you got over that, how is that a testimonial of results? That's not even their students. It's just a guy listening on YouTube that gone over it. So, all right, understand. Right. The student's at work, so I cannot phone him right now. It's completely random. So right now I cannot phone him. He cannot just take a break from work. And then we can ask all the questions, all the testimonials real. Like all the other students, they all confirm it's all real. The ones in the inner circle, they see their classmates getting laid. Anyways, or they see any positive comments in the YouTube section and they screenshot that. Like, for example, they might say the coach is legit. Okay. How are they legit? How do they know that they're legit? But somehow this becomes a testimonial. What the fuck? So all of a sudden, they just screenshot that and say, "Oh, turn that into a testimonial." See, the more you testimonial stuff like these coaches, the more business they have. And the worst testimonial stuffers are the guys who are the most Machiavellian, most manipulative, because they know that you're ADHD and you're not going to watch the videos or even investigate to see whether or not the student got laid for Daygame or not. They don't care. I never said that. So don't worry, I will not say your occupation. So, all right. Hopefully he can take a break and then he can confirm everything. Then we'll have another student confirming everything. But right now he's still at work. So yeah, this guy already got 2 lays from my coaching. Actually, no, he got closer like 6 or 7, including night game. He was a ABCs of Attraction former student. And whenever he started using half of my stuff with their stuff, then he was able to get laid from night game. He used my stuff and he got like 2 lays from day game with a white girl, 2 redheads. Right? I'm not sure why he attracts the redheads, but okay, in the United States, the 2 white girls. Let's see if he is going to be on later on. If he can, that'll be great. If not, that's fine. Like I was saying, you cannot just screenshot something that says, "Oh, the coach is legit," and therefore is a testimonial. It is the most popular platform scammers, coaches who are the worst testimonial stuffers of all time, which I don't do. They are the narcissistic sociopaths with Machiavellian manipulation. We call this dark triad personality disorder. That's right, dark triad. A lot of pickup artists are dark triad. It means they're sociopathic, they're narcissistic, and they're Machiavellian. It means they're manipulative. But really? Correct. Because if they're manipulative around women, they're going to be very manipulative around their audience too. They're going to game you guys. The whole point of these dating coaches for the other guys are to see if they can get you into a boot camp. First, they have to get you mentally stuck. When you're mentally stuck and not getting results and you're worshipping, and that's how the other coaches gets you. Once they get you worshipping like that, then they'll start to people stuck. And because they're Asperger's, most of these coaches, not all of them, the ones who go direct has a numbers game. They're those coaches giving direct compliments are more autistic. But the high functioning autism, Asperger's, those coaches are more about tactics and stuff, like tall self proclaimed coaches and ABCs of low self esteem. They don't have a lot of late testimonials. That's why ABCs have review testimonials. What does review means? It's like, oh, here are 30 students that reviewed their boot camp and they're favorable. But did you get laid from the boot camp? Okay, so you didn't get laid, but you like the boot camp? That's like RSD, for example, tricking people into some inner game bullshit, getting no results, unless you go to a third world country like Latin countries, shithole countries, and then you get laid on Tinder, and now that's a testimonial. Then we established in the last video, Tinder testimonials don't count. It's not a lay count, it is a body count. So they're just stuffing their testimonial page because they're Machiavellian, manipulative. And there are some dating coaches out there who are dark triad personality disorder, but there's also dark tetrad. It's also sociopathic, narcissistic, Machiavellian manipulation. The more manipulative, the more testimonial stuffing happens. And lastly, sadistic. There are some dating coaches who are very sadistic. All right. So, having said that, I'm going to share with you 3 exposed secrets about only students getting laid for Daygame. Okay. And some coaches will take one student laid, right? For example, in their boot camps. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I just woke up. All right. Let's try to focus here. So, for example, let's say, for example, a dating coach and they have dark tetrad, for example. They're sadistic, they're Machiavellian, they're sociopathic. They have one student laid, okay? So in the boot camp, one lay. Okay, good for them. And let's just say, for example, that this lay did not happen in 2024 or 2023, the hardest years for Daygame. It probably happened around 2019 or 2021 during the pandemic or before it. So what they do is that the student that is documented in their boot camps or bench hold camps, they'll take that one video and then they'll make a documentary series. Now there's 10 videos. Here's part 1, here's part 2, here's part 3, here's part 4. And then they document the journey. But in reality, when you look at their playlist for testimonials, my one has 100 and I don't know how many, 85, 87. I have over 200 something. Just video testimonials alone. I have 656 laid in poll testimonials. But let's take a look. So basically, for my playlist, I can post more. I'm always posting more every single day. I don't repost the same. If I post something similar with the screenshots of the lay pics of the students, I'll take it down for the other one. But over here, I have 187 videos. So almost 200. Not everyone makes a video testimonial. And if you want, in this week, I could post over 200 of them easily. Probably closer to like 240 or something. But out of those students, around 230, 240, right? Around there, not everyone made a video testimonial. So therefore, the other half of the people, they didn't make it from before, years ago. Some people are very ungrateful. They didn't like the idea of getting laid by me. They really didn't like that. They felt embarrassed that they had to go to a Chinese person to learn how to get laid for Daygame. They identify with white people, so they give white people testimonials instead. But having said that, if a coach turns one student lay, for example, and they turn it into 10 bootcamp clips, now if they have like 3 students laid, that's 30 clips. Now you think they have 30 students laid if you look at the playlist, because now the number is inflated. It is deception at its worst. Machiavellianism. Give it a like if you guys are seeing through the matrix, through the bullshit, for example. So, all right. Excellent. Where's your gratitude journal thing for this morning? Send this over here too. I'm making all my students go through a gratitude exercise so they're in better emotions and don't procrastinate. But as I'm saying, one testimonial, one student laid cannot become 10 because that's deceptive. For example, my Jewish white student has 17 lays in 2024, right? If I made a 10-part documentary series on his lay, then how many laid, like how many video testimonials or stuff I've stuffed into that page, how many is it? Times 10. 17 times 10 is 170. Okay. So that's deception. So if they have like 80 or something, you just divide it by 10, then means they only have roughly 8 students laid. That's right. Only 8 of them laid, but they have deceived people by testimonial stuffing to the maximum. Now you think one student laid in a bootcamp documentary now equals 10 fucking lay testimonials. I only post one for one. You know, if I update the video testimonial like you saw with the bald guy who's Vietnamese, I've never had the lay pics in the video before or the bootcamp stuff, and I just re-uploaded it. I took down the video for the other one. I don't double dip. Now I may do it for USA is easy for my student series. I'm going to paste it in there just to counter other coaches' deceptions. That's the only time I would double dip. I never did this before. The series only started last month. But other than that, I haven't testimonial stuff before. This what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. So, as I'm saying, one student lay does not turn into 10. That's deceptive. Night game is second to day game. It still counts because night game is 15 out of 35. Day game is 20 out of 35. And this is what other Asian dating coaches do. But for the first coach, right, the series of stuffing one lay testimonial into 10, the reason why they don't have 2023 and 2024 lay testimonials, you might have to think to yourself, why don't they have it? Why don't they have it? It's because it's very simple. What they do, this is what they do, okay, to get you into a boot camp. First of all, they're going to tell you on the sales call, hey, after the boot camp, would you like to celebrate and we can have a drink afterwards? So the student says, yeah, why not, right? Then he's like, yes. So they buy alcohol, like a big bottle of champagne, and they put it on the nightstand on the hotel that they rented, but going to the boot camp. Because these are rich engineers, most of these people, especially Indian engineers, rich bench holding engineers. They can afford it. So they put the big bottle of champagne right next to the nightstand, right? And then as soon as they can pull the women home through in-ear coaching, what they're going to tell the student is, listen, there's a bottle of alcohol in there. Use it with her since it's there anyways. And you want to escalate before the level of grape. That's what they'll teach their students. Escalate hard, but make sure you don't go beyond a certain line to get in trouble. Escalate super hard. Don't take no for an answer unless she physically leaves. Get her drunk first. That's what they teach. So now they have the boot camp clip of testimonial stuffing of pulling the woman home. And then how many lay picks do they have with the students? They don't have many. They have 3. And what kind of quality of the women, what do they look like for the 3 pictures they call models? They look like a 7 out of 10, 7.1, and 7.3. You know? That's assuming these people are not just standing next to models these days, you know, like doing a photo shoot with a DSLR. Assuming that. I don't know. I'm just speculating, just my opinion. But they'll do anything to win. So now that they got their students with a documentary pulling, and then alcohol is what gets them the lay, but they don't have the proof. They have evidence, but they don't have the proof. But then they turn this documentary into 10 pieces. Now you have introduction, you have part 1, part 2, going through all the steps. And then eventually it's just alcohol maxing, pulling women home that are drunk. Like they get them drunk in the bedroom. They escalate hard. If they get laid, that's great through the inner coaching to pull the woman home. But then again, it doesn't happen when they go back home. The inner coaching got them, the woman, into the bedroom, and then now they have to escalate hard. But they have a documentary with 10 pieces, and then people now think if there's 80 clips or something. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. Now they're going to think there's 80 lays for the students because the sheeps of their sheeps are really stupid. Bench holding engineer sheeps, Indians. They're stupid, stupid, stupid people. They're dumb bench hold, mama cho, papa cho motherfuckers. That's right. So they'll look at that and they'll think, oh, there must be so much student results. No, you divide that by 10. Because if it's 10 in the documentary, and let's say hypothetically there's 80 clips, now you realize there's only 8 lays, 8 boot camps. Who gives a fuck? 8 is something that I get like within like a month for lay testimonials. Come on now. So if I took the Jewish white student and then what if I actually turned that into a multiple 5-part boot camp documentary series, right? Or 10 pieces. Now there's going to be 170 videos. But I got him laid 17 fucking times. 18 really, but we didn't count one of them because he did not get the lay picks. In fact, we can go into his testimonials and we can play them that they never been played ahead of time to the audience. They're all real. Well, let's hear his latest testimonial. Hopefully it works. It doesn't sound weird on the phone. If it sounds weird, let me know in the comments. Okay, this is number 17. You're like, in 2024? Yes. Who the fuck has 17 laid testimonials for Daygame in 2024 besides yours truly, Johnny Leet? Nobody in the world has this much. They don't even get one. Most of them have zero. Testimonial today is December 16th. December 16th. Recently, John's version. This was a woman staying at the same guest house as first house. One evening, I invited her to join me in my room. After some conversation, we had sex. This is just another testimonial to John's coaching. You guys can hear it, right? So sometimes when you replay, I cannot hear it. Yep. You know, here's the funny thing. The reason why I didn't post his video testimonials, yeah, I can hear it. That's good. The reason why I didn't post his video testimonials, right, was because everyone was blaming him that he looked kind of white. No, he looks like a Jew to me. He has curly hair and stuff. He looks Jewish, you know, like brown eyes and curly hair. I didn't even think he was white when he first joined my coaching. He joined around December last year. A lot of students joined around December. But for him, now after 17 lays, I thought he was not white. Later on, because he's adopted, we later found out that he was not white. He found his biological father, and his biological father is Jewish. Now he knows who his real father is. What the fuck? Watch this. So imagine this is 17th late. I never post it. What the fuck? People must ignore so hard. Every time I post it, people get angry at me and they just say, oh, because he's white. He wasn't getting laid after a certain amount of time when he no longer practiced the drills and body language. So this is a skill-based game. This is not like a strategy kind of game. Yeah, this is real. So why didn't you post it? I'm going to make a video showing all 17 lays and talking about it, maybe very soon. So that way I can call out the people for ignoring it. I mean, seriously. Oh, there's like excuse. It's like fucking it's coping, right? So, oh, because he looks white, so he must be having it. Women will fall from the sky. This guy's doing fucking same day lays. What kind of white person can same day lay? Only a Jewish can fucking same day lay, or an Italian student, not a white person. There's no white person that can same day lay, ever. Okay, it's like, well, what about tall self-proclaimed coach? No, they just end in a fucking cab. V ends in a cab. Okay, what about this other white coach ends in a cab? There's not a single one you see from open to sex. It doesn't exist because white dating coaches cannot same day lay. So this guy who looks white, he's not white. He's Jewish. Jewish people want to tell themselves that they're white these days. You know, they're white. That's bullshit. You're not white. I mean, Germans will never consider them white. Not to be anti-Semitic or anything like that. I'm just saying. Germans and other people will never consider you guys white. He's half white and he's half Jewish. So therefore, Jewish people are very smart. They have a very powerful brain. His job is very logical before this. Just smarter than the Chinese. I'm very smart. I have 175 IQ, but I can see to the Jewish people. The 3% of the United States, they make most of the money. They make like 33%. Jewish people are way smarter than the Chinese. Way fucking smarter. So that's just number 17 testimonial. I haven't even posted all the other ones yet. What about number 16? Okay, what if I scrolled up and looked for it? So all these students got laid, and I didn't even have the time to fucking post it. Here's number 16. Okay.
This video testimonial is for John Elite. I recently had another play from Daygame under John's coaching. Australian woman who I met
Good.
in the store, and we later
White girl.
met her. And then went back to my place afterwards.
Good.
And still continue to make these videos to communicate how great John's coaching is. And I feel like I'm a broken record right now, but I'm going to keep.
It's not a broken record. They're hearing it right now, even though they may not hear it until next year, until I post it. You guys get a preview of it.
And this. And
give a thumbs up or something if you're learning something.
How you can have the results you want if you coach with John. And I can't really say anything else. Just do it. Go for the coaching. And you'll learn all of John's systems. And he's going to be with you every step of the way, giving you every little detail you need to know to get the results that you want to have. Think about what you want to have in your life right now and just go for it. Trust me. You won't regret it.
Yeah, before he never even saw my testimonials. He just talked to me on the phone and we connected. We vibed. And then, he just trained under me. I said, hey, you should look at my late testimonials. Nope, I like your vibe. I feel like I know you very well somehow. Yeah, we should work together. And look at him, 17 lays afterwards. 17 fucking lays for Daygame. Who gets fucking 17 lays for Daygame? So when you saw the placeholder for his testimonial, it's actually real. And a lot of them have the lay picks in it. But I don't get any fanfare. Nobody's like, ooh, great job, John. 17 lays for a student. Nobody cares. The fuck? How can you not care? That's like a miracle. Let's continue. So, some people, they stuff their playlist. One student laid becomes 10 bootcamp documentaries or whatever the fuck, as I'm saying. And some people, night game, while it does count because it's pickup, unlike Tinder, is what other Asian dating coaches mostly have because they don't have Daygame laid testimonials. Tinder doesn't fucking count. Tinder is not pickup. It's a body count, not a lay count. I mean, that's like a lowest form of testimonials. Seriously. Tinder, really? You can literally have an Indian person from India, right? And he can swipe for you. So you can put the location of wherever country you're in. And the Indian, the bench-hold Indian, will swipe for you. And then afterwards, he'll just text all the women the same stuff, like a flow chart. You have better pictures. And then all of a sudden, they'll just say, what are you looking for on Tinder? Okay. And then the woman might say, I'm looking for a boyfriend or a relationship. So the guy would say the same thing. Oh, that's what I'm looking for too. That's what I'm looking for too. So they agree with each other and they set up a date. And all of a sudden, let's see, same day lay. Wow. Damn, how long did it take for him to get to that point where he got it right away for some reason? I don't know why, but within like a week or something, he already got laid. And then the same day lays happened within like less than a month. And even the first month, he already got like a few lays, like 2 of them. The next month, he got like 3, and then he just kept going on and on up to 17. So here's the thing. Most people cannot same day lay. And other dating coaches, when they have this bootcamp series and they have one student laid and they make into 10 pieces, right? Most of the time, they're just using alcohol to same day lay. But it's very rare for a student to get same day lays without alcohol. My students do not use alcohol. They have to use the aeroscience. They have to maneuver her back home. They have to sexualize it to the very fucking maximum, like a nuclear option. They have to deal with the sexual objections because that's her brain. Once she gives all the objections, they deal with it, not just doing some stupid 14 objections flow chart like tall self-proclaimed coaches. Then the woman opens their legs and they go back to the right brain and escalate. But in between all that, they have to be able to flirt whenever she talks more. So they have to backfill before they pull her back home. They have to backfill with a fuck ton of flirts in the right time. They don't just launch 100,000 romantic sexual flirts. They have to launch at the right timing when she talks more. And for them to talk more, the students have to use a social skills flow drill. This triangular flow drill that gets her talking more. And yeah, don't mind the hair. The reason why it's so fucking messy and looks like Donald Trump recently, because I'm not putting any products in it. Because I think that if I put too much products in it, I can damage my hairline, right? I still have hair at this age, which is good. But it looks a little bit fluffier, like a little bit curlier. I don't know what the hell is happening, but okay. It's like Donald Trump's hair, It's the greatest haircut of all time, They're like Trump steaks, Anyways, as I'm saying. So that's Tinder. Indian can swipe for you, or you can use AI images. You can take your face, for example, and different angles, right? So side, this, that, right? And once you get that into the AI program, you can literally just train the background of different people, different lifestyles, and you can paste your head right into the body and the AI image and choose the background and what happens in it using prompts. And then you use it on Tinder. Now you get laid because women can see your status maxing. But I want to say, how is that a lay count? That's a body count. You got laid, sure, but you only added a body count because that can never be a lay count because that's not pickup. Night game is a lay count. So all these tall self-proclaimed coaches saying, oh, they got this many lays or whatever. No, that's a body count. It doesn't count. Yeah, you still got laid. That's still a body count, but that's not a lay count. So if that's not a lay count, then what about their student results that they call it? Results are results. So they got 50 students, like a student got 50 lays or 100 lays. No, it's just a white guy. Is, is 20 out of 35 to get laid in day game. Looks out of 10, money out of 5, status out of 10. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional control game. 2.5 points each. That's 10 points right there. Get 20 out of 35. You get laid, just like this student over here, right? Automatically. You get laid like that. But if you're not above 20 out of 35, then in night, how can you use social skills if the music is super loud? How? It's a do. You can only whisper in the ear a little bit or just try to lean in and talk, even though it's not good to lean in. But that's all you can really do is say a few words here and there. So how is that social skills or emotional control? With loud music and alcohol, there's no emotional control. You can vibe it with emotional impact, but how is that emotional control? It's not emotional control. I don't know what that is. So it's 15 out of 35, but Tinder is 12 out of 35. You're like, what do you mean? First of all, you can't use social skills. How? You can't talk with them. Social calibrations, unless your pictures is your body language, you can't use social calibrations. How is that a lay count? It's a body count. You can't use emotional control unless you use emojis. So it really is just down to game. Game is 2.5 points. So if you have a flow chart that's optimized and you're a white guy and your status is 10 by just being white, then 2 points for a text game, you eventually get laid with a woman that's like 4 out of 10. Ugly women. And they want to count that as results. So we got 100 ugly women, that's 3 or 4 out of 10. Yeah, but those results is results. No, that's called testimonial stuffing because that's even worse than night game. Day game is the highest for students getting laid. Night game, while it's not as impressive, still counts as pickup. Tinder is the lower one. No one gives a fuck. That's a body count. That is not a lay count. And what's below the Tinder stuff? Believe it or not, there's stuff that's much lower than Tinder. So if that's a body count, then there are reviews. You're like, what do you mean? Why is it bad to have reviews, John? Because a student, just because they give a good review, look at Charisma King or Charisma King. That guy has 0 late testimonials after all these years. Yet people still trust him because he's white and autistic and tall. I mean, he's not super tall. But he's not super short. He's like 5'9" or something. But for him, got 0 people laid, but they have good reviews. Just like ABCs, they don't have most people laid. ABCs of attraction. Most of the people, they give a good review. It's kind of like RSD. For their sheeps, they might give a good reviews because they're inner gaming that shit. They're learning about their inner game stuff. But how is that that review, right? Why does a review even matter? Why would you review a boot camp or review a training or whatever if you didn't get laid? Why does it matter that they have a review? Right? Because they want to feel good that you spend $6,000 or $10,000 in these world tours or $50,000. You want to give a review because you want to, lie to yourself that you didn't get ripped off. Who gives a fuck about reviews? This is why I only collect students laid or they pulled a woman home. I don't collect anything else. I only collect a lay count, a student getting laid, not a body count on Tinder. If they get laid on Tinder and they say, John, I just got laid on Tinder, I say, get back to Daygame. You're wasting everyone's time. Get back to Daygame, they get scolded. That's the problem. So for these other coaches, now they're saying reviews in the testimonial. Look at all the reviews. They give 5 stars. There's at least 40 people that give 5 stars to ABCs. Okay. How many of those 40 got laid? Well, only 3 or 4 of them. Okay. So what the fuck does that even matter? You scammed fucking so many people, like 37 people. They gave a good review. They felt good about themselves that they at least got a kiss on the cheek in the boot camp, or they swiped in the Latin country like Mexico or, what's that place? Peru. Cheap fucking Peru. Good for you. You swiped in Peru and you swiped in Mexico and you got laid after 800 matches in one day or 1,500 by being Asian because now they're status maxing. They have a 1 point for status for being Asian, and then they have 1 point for a high status lifestyle, high status job, engineer. Well, compared to the local Mexicans, right? If they're not so busy trying to, you know, put people over the border with nonstop grape. And then in Peru, like fucking shit. A third world money status advantage. Maybe you travel, you put this in your Instagram, but you have a third world money status advantage because you make more money than the local people. And then over here, the next thing is that you have a high status. You have an exotic advantage because Latinas are all one race, or Eastern European countries, they're all one ethnicity. And then you have exotic factor because you're different than them. So Instagram does not take more skills than Tinder. None of that even counts because you're not doing any pickup. If you got laid from Instagram, you did not get a lay count. You got a body count. Tinder, you never picked up. On Instagram, let's say use AI images and you fake your whole lifestyle, and then that texting back and forth, you got laid. You never approached. So that's why this is like a lower form of testimonials. It doesn't count. This is why I made the last video that it is a body count, not a lay count, unless you approach. People don't want to hear that. But the lower one, besides Tinder, which is a body count, not a lay count, a lower one is the reviews. That's a lower tier. So now there's Daygame, lay testimonials, and people stuff it in their page, or they just have a bunch of reviews. You have to find out if they got laid or not, but people are too ADHD. They take every single screenshot like UFO or UMP. And I count like 8 students got laid during the training period. 8. That's it. They document everything, it seems. And if they do get laid afterwards with a 3 or 4 out of 10, which they mostly get, ugly women that nobody wants. It's always averagely for my former UMP, AP, UFO students. They always get a woman that's like 4 or 3, consistently, all the time. And How will you feel good about yourself if after the training period, after 6 months, you finally start getting laid by sexualizing it with the ugliest women in the world? My students are banging stunners, even more attractive than other dating coaches. And these days, dating coaches are just standing next to women in a DSLR photo shoot. It's ridiculous. Unless you have a really great lifestyle or something like that, right? Most of the time, by approaching on Instagram, she's gonna find that one picture that she does not like, and you're disqualified. So she's like, "Well, this is a good picture, but this is a selfie, 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 bad background, doesn't like it." And then you lose your opportunity. So it's very dangerous to use the Instagram without using the 6 algorithms my students uses. But my students don't use Instagram. They can get laid without Instagram. That's how good their game is. Does that count? Sure, it will count if you approached her and use the Instagram. But in reality, if you just use Instagram to game them without approaching, then it doesn't count. So, yeah. So here's the thing. Reviews are lower, but what's even lower than reviews besides ABCs of low self-esteem reviews, right? They'll show a student making a testimonial after the boot camp, and the few gets laid on Tinder. Doesn't even count. Body count or night game, that counts. So if ABCs get a student late for a night game, and here's the problem with ABCs. Most of the time, they don't actually get the students late. Whenever they get a student late, right? Whenever they get a student late, they make everyone on the whole internet know. Tinder doesn't matter. It's like, fuck Tinder. But guess what? They'll make sure every last fucking person in their platform scamming global game network, they'll make sure everyone fucking knows. Tinder, who gives a fuck? If a student pulled a woman home, I still count pulls and lays. But if a student pulled a woman home for ABCs, okay, you know what they'll say? And this is how they trick you. They'll say that, oh, the student got a romantic encounter. Oh, isn't that convenient? Now they have a romantic encounter, not a lay count. Now you think a romantic encounter equals sex. That's testimonial stuffing. But whenever they get laid, they'll use the word laid. They got laid, they had sex, they got laid. But if they use the word, oh, the student got a romantic encounter, it just means they pulled a woman home, and that's the romantic encounter. It's all deception. And whenever they're so proud of their students getting 1,500 matches in one day in a fucking Latin country, of course they would. Asians have like 4 extra points of status maxing. 4 extra points. High status job, high status lifestyle, third world money status advantage, exotic advantage. Why would they not have? Now there's 5 points, including their ethnicity, for 1 point over there. So if that's the case, that's why they go over to those countries. That's why they can only do it from Tinder or Night Game. Mostly Tinder now. And they throw in everyone's face. But ABCs of attraction is the worst testimonial stuffer next to tall self-proclaimed high lay count coaches who are both using mystery method. And their stuff is very ineffective for day game. Doesn't even work very well. Only one person got laid in the Latin country for ABCs one time this whole year in the last 2 years during the inflation. Only one person got laid in 2024. Congratulations. But that's only one fucking lay testimonial. One. So you've been taking all their money, getting them on Tinder with body counts, not lay counts. And then what? You're just basically taking their fucking money out of their pockets, $6,000 to $10,000, right out of their fucking pockets, just to swipe on Tinder. If they save their own money, their $10,000, and they bought a plane ticket in the hotel in the middle of the city center, they can get exactly the same results on Tinder without them doing it. So what the fuck are they paying for? Just by being Asian over there with a decent photo shoot, you're gonna get over 10, like you're gonna get over 2,000 matches, 1,500 matches in one day, 800 matches. Eventually, you're gonna bang like a woman that's like 4 out of 10, a Latina, who basically is like, because of your status helps you over there in poor countries. If it wasn't a poor country, it wouldn't have worked. If they went over to somewhere like London, it's not gonna work, And that's the thing. It's ridiculous. It's like just going to one of these easier places and swiping, good for you. That doesn't count. So, but here's the stuff, right? If they have a video of them reviewing the boot camp, okay, fine. But that's not a result testimonial. London Daygame does the same thing. Look at James Tusk, for example. Biggest scammer in the world, James Tusk. And he's not on YouTube anymore. But in the past, I looked over all his video testimonials to investigate to see how many person did he get laid. He got one ugly person married. That's it. And another person laid, I think. The rest is just poll where nothing happens, dates. But it didn't matter because you're not going to sit there listening to an interview that's like 20 minutes or 40 minutes in a row, and you have to figure out if they got laid or not. This is what natural lifestyles does too. Other coaches, the autistic coaches will not testimonial stuff. The ones who are more like autistic, like Coach Kyle, he only has 3 students laid. He'll post the same 3. If they don't have it, they don't post it. And that's at least more honest. UFO is just posting fucking Tinder stuff and posting some night game shit along with day game. But if they do get laid for day game, it's like, it's a crapshoot. Not everyone does. But if they do, they get like a 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10. This is why they don't have pictures of the students getting laid. Because the women are so fucking ugly. And I taught their instructor, a Filipino guy who's 5'4". He got laid 150 lays here. And then he went over there. It's not because their stuff worked and he became an instructor. No, he's a great student, by the way, good social skills. But he took my skills and he enabled their fucking company of scammers. Now they're working with Dan Brazilian. Scammer. Grifters. That company I don't recommend. I think they're stupid. It's like, oh, you're talking about them, you lose potentials. No, I won't. My students are getting stunners. It keeps going up in quality. Their students are in purgatory. It's just nonstop 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. My one's like, while less lay count, up to 17 or 8. They still get higher quality. It goes up. Even this Jewish white student, he got a Ukrainian woman who's 8 out of 10. He's gonna go meet her again. But before that, his quality, right? It's just like fucking night game shit. The Italian student, attractive over and over. And I haven't posted all his videos for the Italian student. So let me see if I can find it. I have to scroll back a little bit. I'll type his name. He has 8 lays, and they're very attractive women than the other dating coaches. So let me try on here. I'm just typing his name and then the word testimonial. Let's see. Why it's not showing up? I'm trying to do this on WhatsApp. Let me just go to this profile. Okay, I have a lot of late testimonials from this guy. There's 8 of them already. So I know I should not spoil them because I'm gonna post them in the future, but been a while. Let me see. I'm scrolling backwards a little bit. Here's a testimonial.
So this is a video I want to record as a testimonial and the lady I got since the summer.
Mhm.
Is opened on June 30. So this is the second lay of this month.
This is 2024. They don't even have stuff in 2024.
Even these ones, as every lay I got since. One is they're all very super high value women,
Yeah.
not just for looks, but even like personality wise. So they're like a type of woman.
They're better looking than other dating coaches that use DSLR photo shoots these days. It's very popular. On Facebook, they use DSLR photo shoots. They have perfect lighting. Women are just standing in the background. Yet this guy's banging women more attractive, and you can see their lay pics.
With whom I will start a relationship as well. So it's really great. And
Give a thumbs up.
I want to say, yeah, like it's what's getting matters. What regions is becoming more effortless. So I'm basically slowly becoming like my game is becoming more natural. So it's free from tricks and techniques.
Yeah. Also, like no techniques. or tricks or any of that gamey shit. That did not work. This is why other dating coaches only have 0 or 1 day game late testimonial if they're popular, because game is debunked.
There's some people say that it's because I'm like good looking and shit, but I mean, before working with John, I was not getting these results. Like I was not sleeping with this type of woman. So it's not because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting like 4 women with UMP shit. 4 out of 10. So ugly. Will you be able to fuck a woman that's like 4 out of 10? Fat, masculine looking? That's what he had to go through. That's like purgatory. He never gets satisfied. Now he just kept going up in quality. Actually, it's like this, and then just 99998, 99998, 9. The fuck? He's like in heaven. He's no longer in the purgatory.
I mean, my assembly is also because of the suggestions from so everyone can improve to website. Yeah, of course, this last days.
He's only 5'8", guys. He's like 1 inch taller than me. I'm short. I have very short legs. It's comical, you know, if I'm not wearing elevator shoes. But he's only 5'8". Come on now.
Game sign is the game and then went on the guitar and sex. So yeah, this is it. I suggest you want to work with John. I want to like so
natural means that it became automatic. He kept practicing the drills to the point where it's automatic. This is not using alcohol maxing. And think about it this way, if it's 8 lays, right? And if other dating coaches that are testimonial stuffing, they turn this 1 lay, right? This is number 8, I think. They turn this into 10 times 10, right? 10 per video or 10 per documentary series. This will be 80 fucking videos right here. One student alone.
speaks, tactics, actually terminology.
Drills, yeah. They have to repeat something over and over and send me a video of it, of their body language or social skills flow drill in the audio. And they have to, if it's shit, I tell them, fix this, fix that, fix that. They fix their body language. I draw a line whenever they fuck it up, fix this, and they send me another video. And they just keep repeating that over and over until it's corrected. They go out there in the field, they start approaching, and then all of a sudden they just collect their lays because they're raising their social skills. Triangle over and over. They're raising their social calibrations. They're raising their emotional control. He also took mental trauma cure, and they're raising their game. So that's what's happening.
Actually, work with
So that's just a testimonial. I know you guys are like saying, "Oh, Italian must be easy, right?" So let's see the one before then. I'm just scrolling backwards. Okay, I'm looking at the lay pick over here. Oh, I'm just showing some Italian food, and he's telling me I'm cooking it wrong. That's great. Let's see. Back here. Okay, let's see. Okay, you got another lay over here with a 20-year-old. So there should be a video somewhere here. Unless that was it. Let's say there's the one before then. I mean, I type back and forth a lot, so another one.
So I wanted to talk my 7 to America.
So this is number 7, okay?
Training from. And yeah, so this is my 7. Fuck news.
Who the fuck gets 7? They're like a bunch of 9s. Maybe a few 8.5s and 1 8. Who the fuck gets that kind of results? Their students don't get results, especially in their boot camp clips. They show the women like, oh, these are models, right? Looks like fucking busted trash. Until they start hiring models, right? And then put that into their videos now. It's like, that's pathetic. Allegedly. But what if they're not models? But I do think they are. I mean, if you have a perfect DSLR background and women are inside the pictures and videos, they don't want to show their fucking face unless you got some kind of super high SMV or a status. If you don't have it, then it's fucking paid.
The main difference I noticed since I'm working with John is that the quality of viewers I'm able to get is way higher than before and is more consistent. And this is because we focus on habits, on drills.
Habits and drills again. You're like, well, what do you mean habits and drills? It takes 21 days to develop a habit. If I tell zombies this, they're like, ugh, with a thumb up their ass. 21 days, the habit, procrastinate, game, push pull, direct compliment validation. They don't even understand what I'm talking about. Drills? What do you mean drill? This is how I was taught for Krav Maga, the martial art. I was taught with nonstop drills over and over. That's how I learned. So I take the Israeli IDF training of the Israeli Defense Force for the Krav Maga, the same way I was trained, and I simply turned this into a fucking Daygame system, drilled down. So I turn a martial art, this Daygame system, into some type of martial art, more physical, not so much a chess game like Todd V or some bullshit. Todd V only has 3 lay testimonial. That's it in total. One of them was an instructor, but it's really 2. But whatever. He sucks.
I'm improving my vocal tonality, on improving my body language, and this helps me to.
The thumbs up if you get it.
And this layer, this is 20 years old.
Yeah, she's 20 years old, and he's 30 years old right now. He just turned 30. So, if he's 30 years old, he bangs a 20-year-old. That's great, because Leonardo DiCaprio is banging 19-year-olds now, and my other student banged a 19-year-old, the Jewish white student. So, yeah, yeah. Drills.
Yeah, I know John can be like tough sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Like being a character, but I think it's really worth investing in him. It's really worth in having him as a trainer because things you learn with him are going to stay with you forever because he helps you change habits, new neural pathways that are going to stay with you forever and hence are going to help you get one forever.
Yeah, exactly. So I once asked a student of mine who's a millionaire, that's his friend. He recommended me the Italian student around December, around this time, right? I wasn't getting as many clients because it's cold. And he brought one of his friends, a pickup artist, over and says, join John, right? So he joined right away. I got a student for you. Just talk to him on the phone. And in the beginning, he argued with me. He was like, I want to do it my way. I got this amount of lays, even with a bunch of 4 out of 10s. I got this many lays. I was like, listen, you should not build the foundation of your game on top of this little foundation. It's like a 4-figure foundation or 5-figure. And I'm trying to build like a billionaire foundation on top of it. We can't. We have to smash the foundation and start all over. It was hard for him. Eventually, because I'm tough, and he eventually switched over. He dropped every single one of these stupid UMP shit or UFO UAP shit. And then he just kept getting laid like crazy. And like the Jewish white student, he also took mental trauma cure. That's right. He also took mental trauma cure. So, 2 lay testimonials averagely for most of the other coaches. And self-proclaimed high lay count guys, coaches, their students, when they set up dates, right? Here's a lower tier. Besides reviews, what can be lower than reviews? You're like, there's no way there's anything lower than reviews. Oh, yes, there is, believe it or not. There's a dog shit level of testimonials that they have. And when a student writes, they're setting up dates, and they wrote that on YouTube, thank you for teaching me, or on your course, I'm setting up dates for Daygame. Doesn't mean that women or a woman, in this case, it doesn't mean that she actually came out on a date. How you know that? He's just setting up dates. Oh, but that's a review or that's a results. What results are we talking about? Did he get laid by setting up dates? No. How is that a screenshot testimonial? That's like dog shit low. Now they can claim, oh, I got 1,500 testimonials. No, you don't. Let's look at pickup. You don't have shit. You have like a fraction of what I have. Therefore, I'm a better dating coach than you. Even though I'm talking about Daygame, I have more than you, motherfucker. More than you. And then you, because they're popular, they trick everyone else. The sheeps will fall for it. They'll just say whatever lay count, which is a body count. Tinder doesn't count. Tinder doesn't count. So, as I'm saying, setting up dates is not laid. That is not a testimonial that should be screenshotted. Or they got over red pill or black pill. That's what they wrote on the screenshots. Oh, I got over red pill, right? Thank you for saving my life. Oh, let's screenshot that testimonial over red pill. Click. Send it to their team. Put it on their testimonial page. What the fuck does getting over red pill have to do with anything? They got over red pill. How is that a result? Also, how can you trust people on YouTube? Let's say, for example, I take a screenshot of the comments over here and I say that's a testimonial. How can I trust that? Let's say they took Elite 30, they got laid. I want to see the fucking lay pic. I want to see the text messages. I want to see the invoice that you paid for my coaching. Make sense? I want it verified. Not just like, oh, they got laid because of, or they got over black pill, whatever the fuck that means. Did they build up like nines and tens, or did they just keep? Um, this guy did not build up to it. The other student had to build up to the Jewish white student had to build up to 8 out of 10. Okay, so before he was banging like 7, 6, 7, something like that, 7.5. Then he finally got 8. This Jewish guy started with like the first one already is like 8 point something. She was a fitness model. Then he believed in himself. Then afterwards, he took my mental trauma cure program. I have a program that removes all your trauma. It has 100% success rate for everyone that gone through all the protocols. It happens within like 10 hours. So as soon as he got his first lay or second lay, and I say, hey, would you like to take the mental trauma cure program? Oh, he fucking jumped on it. He was teased because he wasn't good at talking before. His communication skills was not that good. Before, when he talked, he was very unclear. I did not understand what he was saying because of his Italian accent. Now he speaks very clearly. It was so unclear. I was like, what are you saying? Can you repeat that? Can you talk slower? I don't understand you, unfortunately. Can you text me? He got so much fucking trauma from that. Coworkers not understanding him, women not understanding him, rejection, rejection. The first two was like hot. So the first one, let me show you what it looks like. Okay. So for his lace, because they're very attractive. Let me see. The very first one. Yes, the quality did go up after mental trauma cure. It stayed up. So his very first lay was, I know it's very small for the picture, but you can see this woman over here, hopefully, right here. You can look up in my testimonial page. Well, I know the light's kind of bright, but he bangs like a fitness model over here. Can't really see it too well. Too much lights. Wonder if I could turn off this light for a while or block it. But yeah, the first one was a fitness model right over here. I can kind of see here. Hopefully. See, I can block the light as much as I can. So then the second lay was over here. This woman is a Hungarian. She's 5'8". No, he's a 5'8", but she's a Hungarian. She looks like Dua Lipa. You know the singer that's hot? Right here. But she's prettier, this one. Right here. So they have all the lay pics and stuff. You can see the woman's naked right here, but it's censored. You can see by the door. So I have the lay pics of the students, even for the first one too. And then the third lay was a Russian woman. You can see the lay pictures. You can see her ass over there, but it's censored, so I'm fine for YouTube. Kind of see it over here. You can just go up to the playlist and look for it. Come on now. Okay, it's hard to see. And then the next woman he fucked was another Kazakhstan woman. You can see there she's in a bed and everything. Hopefully you can see it on the top. Here. Just go to my testimonial section. She's really hot. So yeah, his quality went up a lot and it stayed consistently high. This one went down a little bit. She's more like a 7.8. This one, I think, right here. Another Russian. I think she's okay. And then it went back up again. Over here, he fucks a 20-year-old, like 20-year-old French woman here. You can see it. Just ignore that ring light. I'm trying to cover it. Ah, fuck. I'm trying my best. I just can't get this fucking thing to focus. Come on. I can't cover it too much, but. And then afterwards, he got another lay right here. Yeah, you can kind of see this one. So this is the 20-year-old. Fuck, I can't. It doesn't show up. I don't know why. But yeah, just look at. Here's the woman. Don't worry, she's censored. But it's too fucking bright. But you get the point. So they get really like hot stunners, younger women, everything. So with my coaching, but I think the mental trauma cure, it helped a lot. Even though he could get laid, it fixed a lot of the facial expressions, a lot of the trauma that show up in his face. Same with the Jewish white student. You should not take mental trauma cure unless you get a few lays from Elite Bundle 2. That's what he took. So as I'm saying, that's a good question over there. Okay. So he became a testimonial. Like if they get over red pill and black pill, it should not be a testimonial, or they have a positive comment. So, for example, let's just say they're tall self-proclaimed coaches, right? One of the person on YouTube, just like a YouTube comment here, a person will say, "Whoa, coach is awesome. He's legit." That's what they wrote. This coach is awesome. He is legit. They'll screenshot that, and they'll say like, "Oh, that's another testimonial." What do you mean? He calls the coach legit. How is that a student getting laid by calling the coach legit? They literally have that in their testimonial page. So they'll screenshot that and they'll stuff their testimonial page. I would call them the worst testimonial stuffer in the whole world, more than ABCs. This is just like anything goes. Any positive comment, anything remotely positive is now stuffing their testimonial page. And then when somebody goes up to them and says, well, Johnny Elite says their students are not all laid, right? You're deceiving them. And then they'll get all scared and they'll be like, huh, this is the price you pay for getting criticized because you stand up for it. No, fuck you. Like, this is what happens. But John says that, they're not all lays. It's like, I used to pay for speaking out the truth. And you didn't speak out the truth. They didn't get laid. Saying that the coach is legit is not something you should screenshot. I don't post stuff like that unless they get laid or they pull. And I have their lay picks. You don't have a single lay pick. Like, you only have one of maybe a student who's like like some lawyer or something, some older guy with a hotter woman. But I have students that have bang even hotter than her. They show the face mostly, but they don't show any other from Tinder because they're banging war pigs. You're like, how you know that? How you make a statement like that? It's just my opinion. But I used to teach their students, and they all told me the same thing. They're all banging war pigs. So all their Tinder testimonials are like 3 or 4 out of 10, averagely. So if a student got 100 lays, they fucked 100 3 out of 10s. And when they say they're 9s or there's 8s or whatever, this is my 9. Well, where's the fucking proof? I don't see it. Neither did these other coaches with their boot camp clips. They have like 10 clips. We don't even see the women in their faces. And when they show it, it's like busted trash. It's like a butter face. Everyone talks a good game, but my students actually have the proof to show it. And you can see their faces. They're super fucking hot. Stunners. So the quality went up. Why did the quality go up? That's a better question. How are they able to bang like 8s, 9s, and 10s? And even the older student bang a 10, 55-year-old. How are they able to do it? Because 20 out of 35, looks is out of 10. So he raised the fashion and everything. Money's out of 5. Can wear like a nice watch or something. Status is out of 10. So they dress whitewash to raise your status. They all have the same uniform. The social skills flow drill. They practice this triangular flow drill over and over. And guess what? Women talks more. As soon as they go through one triangle, I can't tell you what the triangle is, then she talks more. Then they get flirt more. They go for a second triangle. Then she talks even more. Third triangle. Now she's talking like crazy. Now you flirt more. Get it? Now you do the same thing over and over again. Perfect body language, 45 degrees. Everything is perfect. I had to draw lines on the WhatsApp to fix their body language. When I see that and they fix it, they send me back and forth, then they get laid because that's 2.5 points for the social calibrations. That's 2.5 for the body language. But how you fix the emotional control? With the Jewish white student and the Italian student, their faces used to be like this. Like they used to be like so much trauma in their face. You could see it. It's not loose. After the mental trauma cure, their face completely loosened up. And they became more animated. And every time they get that lay, it raises their points because now their vibe, their energy changes. They're happier, they're more expressive, and women can see that there's no stress in their face. And that lay, like a byproduct of that lay, they can sense it. Now they get even more lays. Does that make sense? Now they get even more. So they springboard one lay after another, but they keep practicing the drills, the body languages. They get even more lays because it's perfect. It's perfectly aligned. You collect the 2.5 points. So it's not about trying to chase an 8 or 9 or 10. It's about raising the value through the skills, and then you collect the lay. Does that make sense? You only can get that lay once you collect it because you have to drill it down like the army until it's perfect. All right, having said that, over here, having said that, so any positive comment, they'll screenshot it. The coach is legit, as they say, screenshot. How is that testimonial? How this is how they can manipulate you. Since dark triad or dark tetrad, I'm not saying them. I'm just saying in general for these coaches. It's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's a statement of fact, but I believe, in my opinion, that their dark triad or dark tetrad, the sadistic, sociopathic opinions is facts. I mean, if I'm wrong about that, if I'm a sociopath and I am delusional with win at all cost mentality, if I was a sociopath, I wouldn't have a single student laid for this year. Never mind 17 lays or 8 lays. How would I get a student laid if I was delusional? They're delusional. They are posting old bootcamp clips or they only got one student laid. They talk a great game. Oh, you got to sexualize, you got to DHV, you got to say, you got to say like, I want to meet you real quick, right? It sounds good on paper. You got to set up dates to the house. But it doesn't mean they get laid for it. It doesn't mean they get laid for it. So far, there's only 23 views. There's not a lot for today. But I'm still going to be on here. Where the fuck are you guys? There's only 23 views. Right? What the fuck? What the fuck? Maybe they don't care about the topic because they've given up. There's 0 people here now. That's fucked up. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep talking. I don't care. Oh, one person is finally here. Great. So let's continue. So with dark tetrad personality disorder, sociopath, narcissist, Machiavellian manipulation, or sadistic, dark tetrad. First of all, have you noticed that I'm not very Machiavellian? Because even though I have the most students laid in the world for Daygame and pickup, more than ABCs, more than every other coach, more than tall self-proclaimed coaches, I have more than them because we don't count Tinder as a lay count. Tinder is a body count. Since I have more than they do for pickup, technically, I'm the best dating coach in the world. You might say, well, what about mystery? What about mystery? But he has so many people laid from Night Game from his book. He never collected the testimonials. So what does it matter? How is he the best? Because his coaching doesn't even work right now. He doesn't have any Daygame lay testimonials. How the fuck is he the best again? He's not. He's like way down there. He's like literally like last place. If it doesn't work for Daygame and Mysteries 2 Asperger's, then his stuff doesn't transfer because he has no social intelligence. That's all I'm saying. So when you have these Machiavellian people, of course they'll testimonial stuff. Of course they'll stuff like one bootcamp lay documentary into 10 pieces. Of course they'll trick you. They'll do everything they can to trick you. The more Machiavellian, James Tusk, the more they'll fucking trick you. They'll just say, okay, look at all these videos, 10 of them, but of those long interviews, only like one of them got laid. And then you look at the screenshots too. Look at Matt Artisan. He got like 2 people married and 1 person a girlfriend. He only got 3 fucking testimonials after like fucking 15 years or 12 years. What the fuck? The rest is just stuffing his testimonial page. Or you see other coaches that they review the boot camp. They're like, oh, here's 25 clips. They never say they got laid. And then they'll just say it up to you. Oh, yeah, the students, some of them got laid all the time. Yeah, but where's the proof? Oh, they don't have any. People talk a good game. The reason why they stuff the testimonial page is because it's very profitable to stuff the testimonial page. Since I don't stuff it, I don't post any positive comment on here. If a person over there says, John, I like your content, I don't just take a screenshot and post it on there. I don't stuff it. If a student get laid or they pulled a woman home, then that becomes a testimonial, a screenshot, and or a video testimonial if they're nice enough to give me one. I don't stuff my page. This is not a turkey. Therefore, I have the most laid testimonials in the world. I'm the best day game coach in the world by far. So they have a boot camp documentary of 1 student laid, and they have 10 videos for that 1 student, and so far they have like 80 something clips. Then in reality, they only have 8 students laid, 8 boot camps, 8 bench hold camps. 8 is nothing. That's like a bad month for me. What the fuck? That's like a bad month. And of course, I'm the only one getting students laid month after month so far. Nobody else. So I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, but they're popular, John. So if they have less results or late testimonials for day game and some for night game, you should give them the benefit of the doubt. But here's what I have to say about popularity. Popularity because you're platformed. That means, what do you mean by platformed? Like, you get these networks, these global game networks. They platform you, give you attention to other pickup artists. They override the lay testimonials. Now people like Mystery Method or Ross Jeffries no longer have to get people laid because they're platformed. They're given false authority. They're platformed just like CNN fake news. They're platformed like MSNBC fake news. They're all fake news. And these global game networks, they're fake news. Because this is their authority or false authority, and this is their lay testimonial, so few, like micro penis testimonials. It doesn't matter. They only need a micro penis worth of testimonials and this much false authority. Same with the far left before the elections. They all brainwash 40-something% of the country. Not everyone's that stupid. Most of my students voted for Donald Trump. But there are like 1 student who voted for Kamala Harris. Usually the triggered people that are woke will vote for her with low self-esteem. But the low self-esteem will listen to these people's lack of lay testimonials and micro penis testimonials. And they have this much authority. But they never earn authority because I got like 56 laid and poll testimonials this year. 56 is more than 1 or 0. That's like 56 times more. Because they have more authority and more popularity. Because I only have like 100 views for a video, 150 at most for YouTube Live, and I only have 1,200 subscriber count. That does not mean I have less authority because I have less popularity. When you think about it, 656 laid and poll testimonials, right? If you times 2, that's even more than my subscriber count. That's actually a huge ratio of student success. That also means that even though I have a less of an audience, more of them are becoming students than their boot camps. Second of all, more of them are getting laid. It's like a huge conversion rate, just like my students who get laid in 1 to 6 approaches. Once they leveled up all their skills with the drills, once it's leveled up, then they just collect the lays. For me, it's the same thing. Once I'm on here for like 100 hours or so, I have a new student. It's that simple. It's the same thing, 20 out of 35 for them. Once they have certain amount of skills with the drills, social skills 2.5 points, social calibration is 2.5, emotional control 2.5, 7.5 points. Once they drill down those 7.5 points, they automatically get laid. They don't even need to use game. All the other coaches are using game, 2.5 points in their looks money status plus game. Now they're just running through it, getting auto rejected because women during the 2024 binflation are mentally bothered. They're not in a good state of mind. So they're giving more objections. Even if their students try to use alcohol in the bedroom, it no longer fucking works for their 10 clips equals one student lady equals 10 boot camp documentary clips stuffing their testimonial page. Alcohol no longer works. That's expired. That may have worked during the pandemic before the 2023 and 2024 inflation. But that sure as hell is not going to work during the inflation. 2025 is going to be harder. The inflation is going to go back up a little bit, but then after half a year, the economy is going to get better with Donald Trump. But the first half is going to be absolute hell. The tariffs are going to hit Canadians, the poor Canadians who don't want to train under me because they're super poor. The Canadian dollar is worthless. So they don't even care anymore. They can't afford it. The CAD is absolutely worthless. So these popularity platform scammers, they override the lay testimonials. They don't even need it because they're popular with false authority like the woke, the far left legacy media. That's right. They're like the far left legacy media. Just because they have a platform like fake news CNN, fake news MSNBC, they only need less lay testimonials because the people, the pickup artists, will assume that they have student results because they can still get results with 4 out of 10s if they make enough approaches going direct. Maybe not anymore. They used to. So they assume the other coaches, they know what they're talking about. They don't. They're fake news. But then again, I'm going to show you a great way you can stop being an ADHD sheep who are too busy to get through their testimonial page properly. You don't even look at it. You don't even watch their videos. You should watch it at double speed, see if they got laid, how many did they get laid, if it's day game or night game, fuck Tinder, fuck positive comments, fuck reviews, fuck any of that bullshit. Instead of glancing at it, when it's full of stuff, deception. They have so few Daygame laid testimonials or pickup because you're too ADHD. You're too distracted. You're worshiping so hard. You don't even notice you're being fooled by popularity. You're being fooled by false authority. And if you want to get amazing results and you want to stop being fooled by these platformed scammers, right now I have 24 views. That's it. There's not a lot of views. I might just, I might just stop this soon because 24 views this is insulting. It's fucking insulting. What the fuck? 2.7 hours of watch time. That means people are dropping off like flies. What the fuck is this? Give it a thumbs up. Help the algorithms or something. You're probably not going to get any more YouTube lives for a long time, guys. Because people don't care, right? I'm just going to tell people. All right. Not a lot of people showed up and only 24 views. How many hours of watch time? It's over here. 2.7 hours of watch time. You will not get another YouTube live for a long time. Good job, guys. YouTube live for a long time. Good job, guys. Okay, good. All right. So this will be the last YouTube live of the year then, because people don't care. If they don't care, then they get less. So that's the thing. They're being fooled by popularity, false authority. So the first exposed industry secret is that the coaches would take one student-led testimonial, a boot camp, and they'll cut it into 10 or more boot camp documentaries or pieces for one student-led. The big idea here is that if you divide it by 10 video testimonials, stuff into a playlist, now you only have one student-led, but then the stuff deception on the YouTube playlist, you just have to divide it by 10. So if they have 80 something videos in there, they only have 8 students laid. What a ripoff. You've all been manipulated. You see, there are so few students late posting old late testimonials from years ago. They have nothing this year in 2024 or 2023, the toughest year, except for old expired, moldy, smelly shit. This is important because you will get a false perception that they have more student results. And I can't compete against their deception if there's like 80 something over there and they never earned it. It's like false valor. I don't stuff the test. Now I'm thinking about putting the USA is easy for my students in there series, but their deception is that I don't make 10 of them, 10 pieces to it for one student late. In the past, I never stuffed anything. So that's a big secret. Does that make sense? Still, like, how many people? 25 views. The second exposed industry secret is that the ABCs of attraction and other coaches will post reviews, but not all of the reviews got laid. They will post video reviews too, but not just text. The main thing to understand here is that you would see a page full of testimonials, and with your ADHD, you assume, oh, they all got results, right? You glance at it and you make snap judgments without any critical thinking because you don't have the time or focus to go through all the video testimonials of all the reviews. And you realize they rarely get laid if you did. If they did get laid, then it's always some Tinder shit, not Daygame. This means that even white dating coaches would do this. ABCs of Attraction does this, and many of the others. Their students, if they got laid, is so often on Tinder or Night Game, never Daygame. They only got one this year. After 2 years of the inflation or the pandemic, 4 years, they only got like one fucking student laid in fucking Peru or Mexico. Who gives a shit? But this is a huge level of deception. Reviews don't mean lay testimonials. And the third exposed industry secret is that testimonial stuffing from tall self-proclaimed high lay count guys, coaches, they will claim over 1,000 testimonials, but the big deception is that they are not all laid testimonials. Plus, Tinder is not a lay count, but a body count because it's not pickup. They rarely have very many for pickup. Tinder is not a lay count. Even an Indian from India, they can swipe for you, right? Changing their location on Tinder. Then when you go through a flowchart asking what is she looking for, then she agrees with you, relationship, sex, whatever. And then you ask for the WhatsApp number on Tinder. And then you send it to the coach, and the coach just shows up, texts her a little bit for logistics. They get laid because they have an assistant. Then they're sending you that on WhatsApp after. You just take good pictures, or you can use AI images now, train on your face to have a lifestyle for your pictures where women can't tell. So Tinder can never be pickup. If the background is fake, you can fake the background. Now, I think that's what they were doing in the past before. They just faked the background with Photoshop. Now they're just using AI. And it's not the worst thing, but they're also posting any positive comment on YouTube. Like if a person got over black pill or red pill, now that's a lay testimonial. Or any positive comments. If they thought the dating coach was legit, now that's a testimonial. What the fuck? Or they set up dates for Daygame. They never said if the woman showed up or not for the date. But they're setting up dates now. That's another screenshot testimonial. They call that results. Nobody has results like I do. Well, nobody has students late for pickup like John Elite does. So I would say my stuff is results. Their stuff is just testimonial stuffing, like a turkey. Not even results. Tinder does not count. And there's not getting laid, as they only have one Daygame late testimonial in 2024. Just one. There's all deception. This is key because all the popular dating coaches are the most Machiavellian. The ones who will win at all cost, even if they don't have many pickup late testimonials. I have 10 times more than they do this year, and they have like a fraction. And Tinder is not a lay count, when it's mostly white guys who can get over the 12 out of 35 line of fuckability. Day game is 20 out of 35. Night game is 15 out of 35. Tinder is 12 out of 35. Easy to stuff their testimonial page. An Asian going to a Latin country now has a high status job as an engineer, has a high status lifestyle, has a high status third world money status advantage, has like a exotic advantage, more high status than the locals. Now that's 4 extra points on top of their race, 5, just by going to Latin countries and swiping. That's not even game. And white people, they already have a 10 out of 10 perceived natural status by being white. Now they just need a 2-point text game to be 12 out of 35. They never want to admit the numbers are accurate for the ranking, 20 out of 35, 15 out of 35, 20 out of 35. Because if we admit that is accurate for status maxing, then they're in a fucking third world country. And then they'll use a flow chart and they'll be circular reasoning with you. They'll say, oh, they got laid before in first world countries. They only went to a third world country now. Okay, that's convenient. So now that doesn't count. They'll say their first whatever lays are from Western countries. But they also went to third world countries. It's not just Western. And also, they'll say that they got this many lays or this much proof from their night game shit. They record it. But we never see what happens in the bedroom because they say it's illegal or something. You cannot record after a certain point. That's very convenient. Now there's no proof. There's tons of evidence, but zero proof. This is what they call white plausibility, because pickup artists can get laid with 4 out of 10s by going direct in the past, not right now, but before the inflation. Then they'll assume, well, the coach must be good, but there's no proof. They can't even same day lay in day game. They just bring a woman to a cab and the video cuts off. Oh, that's a pull, that's a lay. It's like, sure it is, buddy. Sure it is. No proof. White people have no proof because they're autistic. Now I know what you're thinking. I mean, Asperger's. If they're popular, then you worship them because they stand next to a woman now. They must be credible with their DSLR photo shoots or their seeking arrangements, lead generation bullshit. Standing next to women in a nightclub and sticking out their tongues. Well, the tricky thing is that standing next to a woman doesn't mean that they're inside of her. I'll say this again. Just because they're standing next to a woman doesn't mean their dicks are inside of her. Or if their proof is seeking arrangements, lead gen, they got there using that as a lead gen, or they're white, or they need no proof. White people, especially on Facebook, just needs a DSLR camera. They'll stand next to a woman in a photo shoot. But the crazy thing about white people these days in the Facebook with their DSLR pics is that they can have a DSLR camera here taking a picture of the woman, but they'll take a picture with a second DSLR camera to capture the first DSLR with the woman behind the background. You're like, what the fuck? That's like 2 DSLRs. Fake news. No proof. So they stand next to a woman in a photo shoot, and that's their Facebook. And so I've created this elite bundle too. You can get laid in 2024, like my superstar students, for only $900. You're not paying for a $10,000 boot camp or $8,600 10-day boot camp. Most of this are using alcohol, maxing, secretly. When they tell you in the sales letters, the sales call, they'll say like, hey, do you want to celebrate after the boot camp? We'll have a drink afterwards. So you buy alcohol. Now they got in the bedroom, they tell you use the alcohol and escalate her super hard. Okay? And most of the students of theirs, most of the students that got epic lays in 2024 for my students, most of them got elite bundle too. While there is a student who got laid from other programs, most of it, the heavy hitters, the ones with 17 lays, the ones with 8 lays, they all have elite bundle too. And some of them used a mental trauma cure that led to more lays in the 2024 tough year to fix their emotions and their trauma in their face. But the most people got laid with elite bundle too, because also they have elite access, which is my mental filter. In 2025, the program, I'm going to change the program in 2025. I'm going to take elite bundle 2, the 10 Skypes that you get, I'm going to add one more, 11 Skypes. I know it's not written in the sales letter. I'm just making this stuff up as I go. Let's make it 11 Skypes. Normally it costs $300 to Skype with me for 1 hour of my time. Let's make it 11 Skypes. Rather than 1 year of elite access, let's raise it to 1.5 years if you get it. $900. You get both courses, Elite 30, Elite Playbook, which will be in the future that you cannot buy it unless you contact me on the contact me form. I'm going to remove the checkout pages so you guys buy Elite Bundle too. I know it's risky because I'm just doing a test. Why not just sell one product that has the most students laid, have one platform, which is YouTube, which I'm doing now, rather than focusing on 10 different platforms? Why not just do that? That sounds crazy. I might lose money in the first 2 months. But when the people shows up, then I can get more students laid. In this 2025, the program now has 11 Skypes. Elite access will be 1.5 years. Maybe that's too long. Maybe I should make it 1.2. I'm not sure. 1.5 is long. But let's make it 1.5. So that way you have more value for the same price. You're not paying me $8,600 for a 10-day boot camp. For 1.5 years of training, you're only paying $900. So what I do is I'm going to get you laid more often, so I get more laid testimonials. If most of the laid testimonials are from Elite Bundle 2, unless the students bought all the courses separately and they keep updating Elite Elite Access, then this is the level 2 students that are willing to spend $1,000. These are not poor people, broke guys, that are only spending like $50 to like $200. Or level 3 people that are rich engineers spending easily $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $50,000 for boot camps and world tours. And I, as the world's best day game coach, like I'm so good, it's ridiculous. That should be the only authority getting students laid. I have 56 laid in poll testimonials this year alone, 656 so far in total. And they only have 1 or 0 this year. ABCs have 1. Tall self-proclaimed coaches have 1. Other coaches teaching boot camps, romantic flirts, and all that shit, they have 0 this year. They're posting old 2019 stuff, and their stupid audience bench holding are dazzled. I mean, seriously, posting old moldy bread. And they're platform scammers these days. These days, they have a platform that they don't even have to get students laid anymore. They just have to show up and they get false authority. What I do is I get you laid if that's what you want, actually laid, because only lays count are pulling women home. I don't count reviews like ABCs of attraction, which doesn't mean that you get laid, or count any positive screenshots like tall self-proclaimed coaches. Like, oh no, he set up a date. If you set up a date, you fucked up. You should get it laid with that date. If you don't get laid from the day game here, you get yelled at for using Tinder or for being a zombie. This program gets my mental filter with elite access. You get to hear what I have to say. You can't see clearly if you're unaware and clueless. So what I've done is I've created a perfect program where you get more training than before. And I can focus on one product now. Many students, okay, $900 is not going to make me a lot of money because I have to get like at least 10 of them just to break even. That's not even 10,000 a month. That's fucking bullshit. But I rather focus on what's working to filter out poor students who are making excuses. One product, and if you want to take Elite 30, Elite Playbook, it's included with the Elite Bundle too. Save up for it. Or have like what do they call it? Financing plan. Have a financing plan. You pay for like maybe 500 the first one. I enable Elite 30 in one Skype and some of the other stuff. And then you pay for the other one, then enable the rest. I might remove Elite Focus and Elite Daygame first steps from Elite 30 very soon. I don't want to teach poor people because they're massive losers. They don't want to do any work. They want to make excuses. They want to procrastinate with their double chin, right? With cortisol, being clueless, without any resilience or grit. So if you click the link below in the description, which I'm going to post soon, you can become a new potential superstar because in 2025, all my videos will be only focused on Elite Bundle 2. I honestly don't know how much longer I'll keep up this Elite Bundle 2 available at this price. It'll probably go up because I already added more to the bonuses to give it more value. Plus, this is statistically the best program. It has the most late testimonials. Expensive boot camps, level 3 engineers, right? But if you're an engineer, you should take Elite 60 or 3 months of proficiency bundle. But this is level 2. These are stronger, more resilient students who are not in survival mode financially. If you look at the hierarchy of needs chart, the Maslow chart, the lowest ones are just like water, food, shelter, sex, temperature, toilet. They're in survival mode. They're 2 paychecks away from being homeless. I don't want to work with people like that, or they're in massive debt, like Canadians, all of them. They're 4-figure debt. I don't want to work with people like that. I want to work with people level 2, which at least in the second category has some financial stability. So click the link in the description. I'm always here to help, and I can't tell you about all the amazing results that I've gotten with Elite Bundle 2. To stop worshiping popular coaches and testimonial stuffers. I also have the Elite 60 emotional mastery system, but today I'm talking about Elite Bundle 2, which is amazing. I can't wait to see you on the inside. Have a great day. That's all I want to say for today. Any final questions or anything like that? If not, we're just going to stop the video. It's a good time to ask some questions. So at this point, any questions? Video is done. I'm just going to wait 1 more minute. If there's nobody else asking questions, I'm just going to move on. But yeah, or we can just play more testimonials, right? Of the Italian student. Let me look for it. Do you want more testimonials? I can just play testimonials all day for an hour. New ones that you never heard. I'm kind of gassy right now, so I might go. Right? I've been holding it in. That's why I'm talking faster. No more comments? No more? All right. We'll stop the video over here. Thank you for being here. Let's just see how many people have viewed it. 26 people viewed this. How many watch time hours? What a fucking joke. Normally, at the very least, there's gotta be quite a lot of watch time hours. There's only 3 watch time hours. How am I supposed to make another YouTube live if people don't care? Seriously. All right, so no more comments. I'm just gonna scold the other people on my WhatsApp. And I'm gonna stop making YouTube lives if you guys don't care. Or maybe a different topic. Thank you for being here. Maybe this topic's not for everyone. Not everyone's thinking about coaching or testimonials. Give it a thumbs up. It'll help the algorithm. Anyways, see you in the next video in the future. John Elite out. World's best day game coach.